Once again, I welcome you to the news lesson. I'm teacher Irene, taking you through news P1. Get ready and we begin the lesson. We are going to begin with our rhyme, which says, my dear children, I love you, never play with sharp things, they can cut, my dear children, I love you, never play with fire, fire burns, my dear children, I love you, never play with thorns, thorns can pierce, so my dear children, never play with sharp objects, because sharp objects can pierce, they can cut, they can break. So with sharp objects, they are very dangerous. So now, before we see what we are going to learn today, let us first remind ourselves about the previous lesson that we had. And that lesson was about accidents and safety. We said, what is an accident? Sarah, louder. Good. Sarah says, an accident is the sudden happening that can cause injuries or death. Something which can happen when you don't know. We also talked about the dangerous objects. Objects which can cause accidents. We said we have iron sheet. This iron sheet is a dangerous object. So once you play with it, it can cause harm. It can cause an accident onto yourself. We also talked about a razor blade. A razor blade is also a dangerous object which can cause accidents. So we also say that we have the sharp stones. Sharp stones can also cause accidents onto ourselves. So these are some of the dangerous objects which can cause accidents. Now, for today, we are going to look at the animals which can cause accidents, and these animals can bite, or animals which can bite. We saw the objects which can cut. Now we are looking at the animals which can bite. So let us first remove this work we did the last time, and we see this work. Now, we are having animals which can bite. So, we are going to look at the animals which can bite. Which animal do you know? Animals which eat meat. These at times are very dangerous. These animals are very dangerous because they can bite you. They can bite you and they cause accidents onto yourself. So we have the first animal here, and that is a dog. So if there are many, we say dogs. Dogs are very dangerous. They can cause accidents. When you play with a dog, like young children, for you like playing with dogs, you can get your finger, you put it in the mouth of a dog. It can bite you. And once it bites, they just take you to the hospital, and once they don't take you immediately, you die. It is very dangerous. Another dangerous animal, we have snakes. These are very dangerous animals. So we have snakes. Snakes are very dangerous. Young children like playing in the bush. You go in the bush, that snake can come and it bites you. And once it bites you, you can begin bleeding. And once you bleed, you can bleed at times you even die. Once they don't rush you to the hospital. So snakes are very dangerous. We also have a cat or cats. Cats are also dangerous. They can cause accidents. So with snakes, if you are not careful, snakes and cats can cause accidents because they can bite. So now, these are some of the animals which can bite. The first one is dog or dogs. We also have snakes. We also have cats. So those are some of the animals which can bite. We also have the objects which can pierce, and we call them piercing objects. We call them piercing objects. Piercing objects. We call them piercing objects. Piercing objects. So we have piercing objects. Piercing objects. You play with these objects, they can pierce you. You joke with them, they pierce. You can find that you are bleeding. Yet the object that you have been using or having and playing with, it has pierced you. So when it pierces you, you can begin bleeding. You see blood coming out. So never play with piercing objects. Now, let us see some of the piercing objects that you young children are not supposed to play with. The first one, we have needles. We have needles. Needles are piercing objects which can cause an accident. So they are very dangerous. So young children, you are not supposed to play with needles because they can pierce. We also have another piercing object, and that is a safety pin. A safety pin. You play with a safety pin, it can pierce you. Another piercing object, Sharon. Good. Sharon says that thorns. Lovely. She says thorns. Thorns can pierce. Once you play with a thorn can pierce. It can pierce you, and you begin seeing blood. You begin bleeding because of thorns. Another piercing object. We also have a barbed wire or barbed wires. Barbed wires. Barbed wires can pierce. You play with a barbed wire, it can pierce you, and you begin bleeding. You can bleed because of barbed wire. One day, my sister was playing with her friends. She went outside because they got a certain tree fell down. When it fell down, it fell on the barbed wire. So this sister of mine went and began swinging, 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 swinging on the tree, on the branches of the tree, because this tree had fallen down with the friends. Now, they played, they played, they played, they played. Now, her friends heard a voice of someone crying. It was my sister crying. One of the branch for the tree which fell, they have been using to play, it broke. And after breaking, my sister fell down. And she fell down there. There was a barbed wire. This barbed wire pierced my sister here at the back. And my sister cried. She was bleeding seriously. She cried, then her mother came in and she asked what had happened. To look at her daughter, she was bleeding seriously. Then our mother got my sister, they rushed to the hospital and they treated the wound. So young children never play with sharp objects because they can pierce you, they can break you. So when they tell you not to play with sharp objects, please listen, because they are very dangerous. Another object which can pierce, we also have a nail or nails. With nails can pierce. You play with them, they can pierce. We also have this thing here, and that is injection. Hey, young children, I know you can get injection and you play with it. It can pierce. It is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. Another piercing object, we also have a spear. A spear can also cause accidents because it can pierce. And once it pierces you, you can find that you are going to get a big wound because it has pierced you. We also have another one here, and that is a pin. That is a pin or pins. Pins are also very dangerous. So now, these are some of the piercing objects. Let us read through piercing objects. Together we go. Needles, safety pin, thorns, barbed wires, nails, injection, spear, pins. So as we say that, these are some of the piercing objects. So young children never play with the piercing objects. They can cause accidents onto yourself. Now, we also have the common accidents at home. Common accidents at home. We are going to look at the common accidents at home. There are certain common accidents that we get when we are at home. We are going to have the common accidents at home. Common accidents at home. Common accidents at home. So what are these common accidents that you get when you are at home? What are some of the common accidents people get? More so when you are at home. Who can tell us about the first common accident many children get when they are at home? At home? Good. We have bites. We have bites. We have bites. Bites are some of the common accidents that people get when they are at home. Another one is, who can tell us about another common accident? Rita? Louder? Okay. We can have burns or burns with fire. Burns with fire. So with burns, many children can get burned because some of you go and say, today I know mommy, another one is daddy, and you begin cooking. When you begin cooking, my dear, you will cause accidents. You will cause accidents at home. You will burn yourself. You are not supposed to use fire. When you are playing, never use fire because fire burns and fire is very dangerous. Another common accident. We have scalds or burns. We have scalds or burns. We have scalds or burns. Or burns with hot water or porridge. So with scalds, you can find that many people get burns with hot water. When you get scalds, you find yourself a skin plucking off, peeling off because of the other hot water. The steam from that hot water came and burn you because you were playing with it. At times at home there, mommy can send you that, my dear Rita, you go and check whether food is ready. You go and open. When you open, that smoke which comes from hot water or from hot soup, it can burn you. That is scalds. You can get scalds after burns with hot water and porridge. Even here at school, my dear children, when they give you porridge, when you feel that it is too hot, first wait for it to cool. Even if you are at home, first wait for the porridge that mommy has given you because you don't want to get scalds. That's why many people wait for their porridge, wait for their tea to cool and they take. So young children have to be careful with hot things. We also have another one, and those are stings. Stings. Now with stings, like young children, they are good at playing with insects. When they are going maybe to school, you can find that they are disturbing the wasps and bees. They can sting. So for them, they are very dangerous. These are some of the common accidents at home. You go, you get a stone and you begin disturbing insects. They can show you fire because they are very dangerous. So we have stings. We also have another one, and those are knocks. These knocks, many of you young children, you are good at running. You keep on running, and you fall down. After falling down, you can either get a fracture or you can get bruises. You can find that the skin here, it has been peeled off. And then you begin crying, but you are the one who has brought the accident of knocks. You can be walking, and you knock yourself on the stone. After knocking yourself, you fall down. And even falling down, it is an accident. cause death or injuries onto your body. We also have this one, and you young children, you like doing it. That is drowning. Drowning. Drowning is a very, very common accident when you are at home. Mommy can send you to fetch water. When you reach there at the well, you begin playing with your friends. You play, you jump in water. After some good time, you can find that someone has been thrown into water. And once they throw you in water, you can drown. And you begin crying. Now your friends are going to run away because they are seeing you are dying. Never play with water. Water can kill. So young children, never play with water. We also have electric shock. We have electric shock. Electric shock. With electric shock, young children, they like playing with the materials in the house, like a radio, like a television. Now when you play with those wires there, you can put your finger here in the radio and you see fire. One time, I was cleaning my house and my baby boy was crawling in the house. This baby boy of mine was outside and he entered. He entered the house. He used to love radios. He used to play with radios. Whenever I would tell him, please stop playing with the radios, we used to put them up. Now, we had a wire in the house. This wire was just crossing like this. This boy went and started touching the radio. Now, after some good time, I heard him crying. I said, what has happened to my son? Now, this boy of mine was down. So I also shouted. I shouted going to see my baby. My baby was down. I switched off the socket from the wall, and then I rushed, I picked my baby. When I picked the baby, I found when he had been burnt with electricity. This nail was off, the whole of it was off. The boy was crying, seriously. He was crying. Now, do you know what I did? I told him, I've been telling you not to play with the radios. Have you seen what has happened? Now, since that day, this boy has never touched the radio because he saw what happened when he disturbed the radio. So young children at home there, you disturb your aunties, you disturb mommy, you disturb daddy. Mommy is telling you, no, please don't play with electricity. Don't play with those wires. Don't play with the radios, for you don't listen. But after some times, you get an accident and no one will know that you've got an accident. So now, young children, be careful with the electricity because electricity can kill. We also have another one, and those are the fractures. We also have fracture. Let me write it this side. We also have fracture. fracture is a broken bone. It's a broken bone, so when you get an accident, you can get a fracture. You can find that one of your leg has been broken. It has been broken, and they can, when you go to the hospital, you can find that people's legs have been put up because they are broken. So a fracture is a broken bone. So young children never play with the things which can cause fracture on your body. We have another one, and that is overdose. Overdose. Overdose is also another common accident at home. Many children, they do it. Not only young children, but even adults. You can find medicine there. Maybe mommy has bought for you medicine, maybe you were sick. And after giving you medicine, mommy puts medicine aside. For you as young children, you can go and pick it when mommy doesn't know. And you begin swallowing. After swallowing, you swallow many. They can turn into poison in your body. And you begin vomiting, you begin feeling dizzy, you begin feeling bad. So you have taken overdose. At times when they don't rush you to the hospital very fast, you can find that someone is dead because of overdose. So young children, my dear children, I encourage you not to play with medicine. Now, we also have the common accidents on the way. We have seen the common accidents at home. Let us also look at the common accidents on the way to school. Back to school, to classroom. Which common accidents do you meet on the way? So, we are going to see the common accidents on the way. We've seen those ones that we can get when we are at home. Let us also see the common accidents on the way. 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 Now, let us also see which common accidents do young children get on the way back home, going to school. So, which common accidents do people get on the way? Yes, Sharon? Snake bite. Good. One of them is snake bite. Snake bite. Snake bite. Snake bite is one of the common accidents on the way. Not only snake bite, but we also have dog bite. Dog bite. So, you are there, you are going to school, you begin playing with a dog, it can bite you. Because a dog, a snake are very dangerous. They are very dangerous animals. They can cause accidents. We also have another one is being knocked by a car or a bicycle. Being knocked. Being knocked. Being knocked. Being knocked by a car. By a car. Being knocked by a car or bicycle. So, with bicycles and cars, they can knock you. When you play on the road, they can knock you. So, those are accidents that people get on the way. Back to school, back home. They can get such accidents on their way. on their way. Another one is speak up. Yes, Becky, speak up. Very good. She says stand by bees. We have stand by bees. There are many children who disturb insects on their way. They keep on disturbing insects like wasps and bees. When you disturb them, they can stand. For them, they don't joke. So they can cause an accident. When you play with them, you get a stone and you begin stoning them. You can find that they are causing accidents on your body. So, my dear children, never play with such insects because they are very dangerous. We also have another common accident on our